Today, a delicious baked turkey leg. Doesn't it look good? Hello, I'm Pelayo, and this is Saladolandia. Today, I present to you a super healthy and super good recipe baked turkey. A great baked turkey leg, which is super juicy and also very tasty. To prepare it, we are going to need the following ingredients: 2 medium or large potatoes, 2 cloves of garlic, 10 milliliters or 1 tablespoon of white wine, 1 teaspoon of oregano, salt to taste, a drizzle of a really tasty oil, and of course, a turkey leg. With this, we are going to make today's great recipe. Simple ingredients for a very good result. We're going to start with the potatoes, so I'm going to bring them closer and peel them. With the ultimate tool for this, the potato peeler, which, as its name suggests, is great for these tasks. Do you guys use this kind of gadget, or do you use the typical knife of all time? Well, I use the potato peeler. I like it because it always leaves a very thin layer of cut skin, so you make better use of the potato.
And also, it cuts in an easy, simple, quick way, and without the risk of cutting my fingers, like this.
So for me, it's all advantages. Another thing, while I'm doing this job, that I'd like to tell you is that not all potatoes are the same. And right now, there are a ton of different types of potatoes. In this case, we're going to bake them.
The type of potato that I think works best for baking is the same one that's good for frying or making mashed potatoes. They are the ones they call starchy or floury, which already contain a bit less moisture.
These are varieties like the russet, the Benji, the King Edward, or the Maris Piper.
Those are the proper names of some of the most common types of potatoes within this group, which I consider to be the good ones for
this use. On the other hand, these, when you boil them, they lose a bit because they tend to open up. So to flory potatoes with the skin like the one you just saw, a yellowish and clear skin. It's the perfect type of potato for today's recipe.
Once we have them peeled, what I'm going to do is cut them. So, knife in hand and with care, we're going to cut some thick slices. We'll then place these on the tray, making a bed.
The meat will go on top. And all the juices will end up draining and falling onto these very potatoes.
So we're going to cook them
in the juice and sauce of the recipe itself. Come on, total bargain. Meat on top, potato underneath, and the potato cooks itself. No need to do anything to it. Easy, easy. Well, we have it cut. Let's bring the tray over here. We turn the board. I take the baking tray that I'm going to use and I'm going to prepare what I was telling you, a bed. Placing the potato slices one next to the other so that it fits perfectly on top. The turkey leg that I'm going to use with these amounts that I'm preparing is perfectly enough for 2 people.
So calculate how many people you are going to be and how much meat you need, and how many potatoes.
Look at this perfect posture.
We place the meat on top and its base is completely covered by potatoes. Now let's make a little sauce, a mash, which is going to make the flavors stand out and also give it your personal touch.
I'm not sure why this is blurry now, but did you get what I said? What we've done is chop the garlic finely, and now I'm going to transfer it to a mortar.
You could also take a garlic crusher or directly place it in the mortar and hit it hard so that it gets crushed directly. Once we have the garlic inside, we're going to add the oregano that I have here, and also salt to taste.
Just a little.
I don't like to add too much salt to the turkey because it tends to be a bit salty on its own, so I always add just a little salt to the turkey.
I mash all of this until it forms a kind of paste, and when we have the paste ready, see?
Now we can add the 2 wet ingredients, which are on one hand
a good splash of oil that I recommend to be a good olive oil, which will give it an extra touch. And also a splash of white wine with a teaspoon is enough for everything inside.
Now that we have both liquids inside, let's stir it around so everything combines
into a kind of spectacular paste or mash. Look, 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 here I am.
With turkey, you have to be a little careful with the salt. Some turkeys are already somewhat salty, and all are saltier than chicken. So you have to have a bit of a light hand and not overdo it too much.
And after this little tip, what I'm going to do is rub this leg well with what we just prepared. I crush like this, a little and over the top. There it is.
Make sure it's well coated in this mash of different flavors that we've prepared, and that goes great with this. Also, at the end of the baking, this is going to char slightly, and it's also going to give it a bit of contrast. So we want everything to be on top.
As you can see, perfect. Now I'm going to give you another little tip. Perfect.
Look, if you want, you can do all of this the day before. And so, on the day of cooking, you just have to take it out of your fridge, preheat the oven, and put it in. A good trick to save you time on a day when you're a bit rushed.
In my case, I prepared it one night and the next morning after breakfast.
I just have to open the fridge, preheat the oven to 110 degrees Celsius, open it and put our turkey inside.
Also, as you can see, 110 little degrees, very slowly. This is going to make the meat inside cook a lot and become very tender.
We're going to have it for about 4 hours. At those 110 degrees or 230 if you use Fahrenheit degrees. At those 110 degrees or 230 if you use Fahrenheit degrees.
And always with heat above and below.
After that time, we are going to have it for about 10 more minutes with the heat at 180 degrees. Why? Well, so that the skin and the outside part get some color. The meat is going to be cooked already, but this way we achieve a crispy and nice exterior.
Look, 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 my goodness, what a look we have already. If you want, you can decorate with a bit of parsley or cilantro on top to give it a color contrast. And in the end, you have a tasty dish, crispy on the outside and with beautiful colors. Let's see, I close the oven and I'll show it to you, okay? Here we go. The typical perfect dish for a Sunday, a bit of meat.
With some potatoes, what is considered the perfect meal? Well, I hope you liked it and that you are encouraged to prepare it to then tell me how it turned out. Because around here we already have a little bit of snow and the turkeys are waiting for their moment.
The poor ones?
So here I leave you enjoying a bit of what remains of nature. Even though it snows, they withstand the temperatures well.
I hope you enjoyed the little time we spent.
I won't say goodbye without finishing my thought. First giving you the last piece of advice and asking you a little question. So,
here we go. Do you like turkey?
Well, a lot of people say they prefer chicken, that they prefer turkey. Well, personally, I almost find turkey more flavorful. And what do you prefer?
Down here, comment it in the comments. Tell me if you like one or the other and why.
And like this, we all learn a little.
Also, the video is ending, so I take this opportunity to recommend this one here. What a great look it has. And remind you that by clicking here, you can subscribe to the channel and also activate the bell.
That way, every pour in Sundays, they will notify you that we have a new very tasty recipe.